Hello, welcome to Tim's Maniac Sports. This is Maniac Tim, and hey, it's good to be here. It's good to have a day off, a Sunday off. Uh, of course, I do get every Sunday off, so that's nothing new, nothing weird. But hey, this week is the first week of the XFL. All right. Um, then in 7 more weeks, we're gonna get the USFL. Um, I guess in a way, this kind of shows me that there isn't enough NFL. The NFL does not run long enough. There is not enough games in the NFL, and there is certainly not enough real football. In my opinion, I named this show "Go Big or Go Home." All right. Well, in saying that, what do I mean by that? Go big or go home. Okay, there's a lot of talk about Roger Goodell wanting to go ahead and increase the NFL over to Europe, bringing some of the teams from the US over to Europe. I'm saying BS with that. Don't do that. You want to go ahead and you want to build the NFL in Europe, build a conference or a division, one for the AFC, one for the NFC, whatever you do, but you go ahead and you give them their own teams. You don't take teams away from the U.S., from cities that are supporting and that has been fans of the NFL for so long. You don't take them and give them to another country. We are the ones. These cities are the ones that have put their hard-earned money, their hard-earned fan base to go ahead and support your team. So, Roger Goodell, if you want to expand to Europe, give them expansion teams and go ahead and create another, do it right. Do it right. The NFL is rich enough to go ahead and go to Europe and do things right. Don't go ahead and take away from the US to go ahead and increase in Europe. Another thing that I want to say is expand the teams that can qualify to or for the super or for the playoffs. All right. 14 teams qualifying in the league to me is way too little. I think you should add at least two more playoff spots per division, maybe three, four, whatever. But you go ahead and you add that, even add more games. Increase you increase revenue, you increase uh you increase everything, by having it. Have the wild card round be all wild card teams that make it. You know, then you play the divisional champions. Of course, if you go ahead and you get other divisions in NFL Europe or the NFL that is in Europe, then you're expanding that way too. But you just go. I think you got to expand it, and I also think a 17 game season is dumb as hell. Okay, you got to have 18 games. You got to have it, where there's at least 18 games in the season. All right, because 18 regular games, each team gets 9 home games instead of having it be 17, an odd number, and every other year the NFC or AFC gets the right to host it. I mean, I know that's kind of a fair way to split up, but hey, Greg, how's it going? What's good, Timothy Becker? They will move it to 18 games by 2035. Good, good. But they should move it this year. that's a, that's the way I feel. But yeah, I know there's also players association contracts and all that other stuff. you got to get that cleared with them and stuff like that. But hell, you if you go ahead and you throw enough money at it, they will renegotiate their contracts and do it. Do it now too. It's just it's just the way I feel. Uh, so how's it going? Hey, are you watching any of the XFL games? And what do you think of that? Do you think that there are too many leagues now, or because now you got the XFL, which is the third try. I mean, they have had some bad luck. When they decided to come back, of course, that was when the pandemic hit, so everything forwarded, stuff like that. But do you think that this kind of weakened XFL return is a good thing, or do you think it's something that it just gonna fail? I and what do you think about the USFL too? Because now we got three leagues. I was kind of hoping they would play more towards the same time. USFL doesn't start until like 7 more weeks. Uh, okay. Lots of talks about Ramsey to the Lions. It's interesting me personally. I too am big on the XFL. I watched it from time to time. Just seems a little whacked down. Yeah, watered down. Yeah, a little watered down. Yeah, yeah, it does. But it is. I mean, it's starting up. It's. Is it better? Is it possibly going to be better now since the Vince McMahon is totally out of it? The Rock being more the CEO of it. Uh, it could be. Uh, what I wanted to see, and this was one of the things that I really wanted to see the NFL or the XFL and the USFL kind of play more toward the same time. Who knows? Maybe later on that might happen, but I would like to see those two leagues kind of have like a working agreement and their two championships teams play each other, kind of like the NFC and AFC play. I just think that would be kind of cool. I think it would make both leagues stronger if they did that. Uh, I know I did not like how last year the USFL went ahead and just all played at Birmingham. I'm glad that they're playing at more cities now. I think that eventually, I think they should be all in their own cities or stuff like that. But they'll be playing four different cities this year. All right, nice. An XFL versus USFL championship, great idea. Yeah, and I mean that's just something. And I think you would have these owners that are working together. I mean, right now you got duplicate teams in duplicate cities. I know Houston got a team in both the XFL and the USFL. I know that, and New Orleans does too. So I think New Orleans, but the other teams like Michigan, they only have it in one city and stuff like that. So there's I think eventually you could work it out where where you had them so that it's more covers more of the globe instead of covering just you know you know be more continental United States by if some of those teams where you had double teams or some cities where you had the double teams kind of move to other cities, other major markets and stuff like that, just to growth. Like when the NFL and the AFL merged, some cities went to other teams and stuff like that too. But hey, is it fair to the fan base to move a city or move your XFL team and USFL teams? That's all needs to be looked at, but I would really like to see a working agreement between those two teams. And could you just see The Rock uh, The Rockets commissioner is both. I don't know, but it took so long for the USFL to come back. I mean, I remember way way back in 1983. And it seemed like I was almost like the only fan in my high school of the United States Football League, because I mean it was like, you know back then it was like a war. You don't go ahead and challenge the NFL, because NFL was supreme. But NFL back then was a weak. It was not weaker, but it was not as strong financially as it is now, because there's no way you're going to have the players, the uh, USFL be able to take players, or the XFL be able to take players away with those type of contracts that you got in the NFL now, and break even. But to me, football, yeah, the kind of good thing though in having them not playing at the same time, is that it's more football longed out. But in some ways, some people may get sick of football. Is To me, uh, I'll never get sick of watching football. To me, I wish the NFL was, a lot more games. Obviously, I stated that before, but I'm definitely saying, hey, go big or go home. I would like to see two more per conference, at least two more teams that would qualify for the playoffs. Uh, so that right now there's seven, so that would be nine. 9 and 9 is 18, of course. So I would like to see that. I mean, if the Maniac could have his way, if I could go ahead and say, this is what you do, you're going to do that, I would. All right. I just think it would be great. I think expanding the playoffs is more of a win-win. And I'm not just, hey, and I know that's not going to make it so ensure that the Lions are in all the time, but it's going to make more. It, it would make it more for deserving teams to make it. You know, I think. And another thing I want to see them get rid of the tie. All right, you play until you get a winner. I don't like seeing a tie. I mean, that's kind of like, I don't think anybody's ever satisfied with a tie unless it's what puts you into the playoffs. And to me, no, you don't. There got to be a winner. Yes, this is a concussion game. Yes, this is a physical game and a collision game. But no, you need a decisive winner at the end of the day. You know, um, no matter what, you don't. Playing playing for the tie. Uh, there has to be a way that you can work it out. With the players association or whatever. That you go ahead and you play until you win. And I do think that every team should get regardless of score, every team should get a chance to tie at least one time, even if it's with a touchdown. That's what I think in the first regulation overtime. How I would work that out in the I'd work out where you gotta have winner. You gotta have winner. Yeah, that's the way I would work it out. But okay, and as far as more games with the regular season, hey, yeah, that's great. By 2035, 18 games, awesome. Um, I would really love to see that sooner, but hey, and I will be. Yeah, yeah, and sorry, I had to shut my camera off for a sec. I will be back, but no, my favorite team is of course the Lions, and of course the Michigan Panthers. I would like to see an expert. Well, no, I wouldn't like to now, but one of the things that I wanted to see when the original Michigan Panthers was around, I wanted to see an exhibition game between the Panthers and the Detroit Lions way back when the Panthers won that championship game. I thought that would have been great, but that was way back in '83. You're never going to see it now. So that would be great. Would have been great to see, but all right. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to had a little bit of technical difficulty, so I turned off the camera for a little bit. But I'm back. Uh, yeah, I just want I want to see the 18 game season. If there is NFL, if we do expand, the NFL does expand to Europe. I want to see them expansion teams and create their own divisions. And actually, it would be nice to create a Europe division, one in the uh, AFC and the NFC. That way it would help them to play each other. And those freaking Friar tickets, man, they'd be getting a lot of them. Uh, so that would be great. Uh, any thoughts? Also, yeah, we have the draft coming up in a couple more months. We also have, free agency is going to be here real soon. We have, yeah, things are going well. We'll get to see how the team can increase. Hopefully, the Lions will be able to, uh, at least, hopefully, the Lions will be able to be better, have more wins next year, and hopefully, they're at least a playoff team. I want to see the Lions go ahead and sure up that defense. I really think they need to address the backup quarterback situation because we definitely, and I'm not saying in the draft, but we definitely need a much better backup than what we got. And I would like to see somebody being groomed to go ahead and take over. Number one, for when Golf gets hurt. Number two, if Golf moves on. Uh, and how much confidence do we have that in the ownership? I mean, I think right now the confidence in the ownership is quite high on the Lions. I think a lot of people really like. I mean, even though when they were 1-6, you were saying same old fours and all this other stuff. Once things got turned around, I think Sheila Hemp, went ahead and she backed Dan Campbell and stuff like that. But I think she's kind of proven that she wants to win, uh, in the way that she did, of course, fire Matt Patricia and stuff like that. That was, of course, her mother's hiring was Matt Patricia, but that was under the guidance of the NFL. And are the Lions after what they did? All right, are the Lions after what they did? Are they actually going to go ahead And actually, did they finally do what it takes to earn some respect from the NFL? You know, and as far as from the broadcasters, you know, another subject I want to take on to is why in the world would anybody want to give up three first round draft picks for Aaron Rodgers? Okay, why am I saying this? Okay, Aaron Rodgers has had a great career. He has. All right, there's no doubt about it. All right. Hey, Dexter Pop, how's it going? But Aaron Rodgers has seen his better days. All right, so number one, okay, if I'm an NFL owner, I'm thinking, okay, if I want to, you agree? Okay, that's good. Uh, if I'm an NFL owners, I would say, why would I give up three future first round draft picks for somebody who's at the end of his career? You know, I mean, you might get one or two good seasons, but that's it. You know, hence why I moved to the Bengals. Yep, yeah. Dexter Pup used to be a Green Bay Packer fan. Now he's seen the light, but he should have moved to the Lions. He is kind of a Lions fan too, but somebody had a little bit of persuasion on him. Uh but yeah, Bengals, yeah, definitely. Uh, Burrow, he's great, great quarterback. I kind of thought yeah, and heck, being when he was in his second year, he made it to the Super Bowl already. So, in a team that a lot of people thought was inferior. Um, this year, of course, he fell short playing against him, and the team fell short playing against um, the Baltimore, not Baltimore. God, why can't I think? Buffalo Bills. All right, Buffalo Bills. So yeah, but yeah, definitely Cincinnati is a threat. All right, hopefully, hey, who knows? Might be Cincinnati in the lot. I don't. Right now, I don't think the Lions got what it takes to go to Super Bowl. But you don't know what they're going to have after this year. All right. Do I think they can go ahead and get the key players in place. If they get a defense and can keep the offense that as potent as it was this year, if you can keep that offense potent and get a defense that can stop teams a lot sooner than the seventh game into the season, you know, uh, get that strong defense going. Look, who knows? The sky could be the limit, and you get respect of the league, you get respect of your players, and you know what? Hey, we just the Lions, they just went ahead and even though nobody was giving them respect, they went ahead and said Green Bay who and said you're not going to go ahead and just say ditch us and just walk into the we'll walk into your home and we'll beat you just like we beat you in our home, and hey, can the Lions have credit for actually chasing Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay? Are the Lions the final straw that broke the back of Aaron Rodgers, where he's running with his tail behind or between his legs, and the Lions broke Aaron Rodgers with the final straw that broke Aaron Rodgers tied to the Green Bay Packers and actually made Green Bay want to part ways with them too. Because it sounds like the feelings kind of mutual Green Bay's done with Aaron Rodgers. They're ready to see what they can get with him. If what I've been hearing is true, and also Aaron Rodgers has been going ahead and been kind of dangling the carrot, so to speak, in front of Green Bay's face for the last 3 years and stuff like that. You know what? Heck, if they go to another rivalry of Detroit and he goes there and he makes them worse, more power to him. I know I've been hearing Dallas maybe one of the ones to go ahead and want Green Bay, but or want Aaron Rodgers, but I heard that Green Bay Packers were willing to trade him to somebody in the uh, AFC, not the NFC. Now, when Green Bay traded Brett Favre away, uh, and was able to um, elevate Rodgers, they went ahead and traded him to the Jets. Now, the Jets being one of the teams that I would say would be one of the dumbest, one of the teams, in my opinion, one of the dumb teams to want them, uh, as well as the Raiders, Los Angeles Raiders. I I just don't see him adding the amount of value. And see, that's what I'm saying is I don't think he adds the value of what it's going to cost to bring him to that. And that's why I'm so against it. And another reason, hey, I'm a Lion fan, so I don't want to see Green Bay ever get any better. So I'm definitely not gonna lie to anybody. I mean, I don't want to see. I think the Packers are worse with Aaron Rodgers than they are with 3 first round draft picks that he would give from them. So I think the value traded. I mean, sure, okay, you go ahead and you trade him for 1 first round pick. Okay, yeah, I can see that because hey, you got a car, all right, and that car has 200,000 miles on it, all right. You're not gonna pay for that car what you paid for when it was brand new or when it had 50,000 miles on it. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is a couple of years younger than Tom Brady, and look what happened when Tom Brady got too old. It was a disaster. So you're going to tell me that you're going to want to go ahead and give up three darn first round draft picks for somebody who you may get one and hopefully 2 years from as a star quarterback, and that you got to have all these people around him in order for him to really prevail make your team prevail, and which means that you're going to need to cut a lot of your other players or renegotiate your other players uh, in order to go ahead and renegotiate their contract in order to pay Aaron Rodgers. So what the hell? Why would you want to do that to your team? I mean, and hey, Bill Parcells was hurt as far as in his reputation and stuff like that, hurt the Los Angeles Raiders more than what could be said. And that's a good thing that he's gone. But I'll tell you, one of the things as far as for the Raiders is he traded people away to get these draft picks, and stuff like that. He was trading people away to get draft picks. And that's how they were. So you want to go ahead and do the exact opposite because right now the the Las Vegas Raiders are one of those teams that are kind of like right on the verge of being good. And yes, you need somebody that's going to be able to compete with Mahomes, that can compete with a Josh Allen, that can be. But I'll tell you what, Aaron Rodgers is not that person, in my opinion, and he's not going to be in the league that much longer. And one good hit, who knows, he could be out the rest of his career. And you know what? If you guys go ahead and give my if you go ahead and give my rivals 3 round draft picks for Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers gets hurt and does your team wrong, I'm gonna be laughing at your team because hey, you guys helped my rivals out. So yes, that's what I'm saying. So, uh, but yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dexter Puppy, for coming on. Thank you, Greg Rice, for coming on. I do appreciate it. I know the NBA is really going strong right now. I don't really know that much, as far as to really do say too much on a lot of the teams. Uh, NBA season. You have Major League Baseball that's starting, going to be starting spring training real soon here. Yeah, I know, of course, you have the National Hockey League, XFL. So, hey, there's a lot of sports. And, anybody who wants to uh, post on my page is Maniac Sports in Maniac Sports on YouTube. Please follow. Please feel free to join. I also have Tim's Maniac Sports Room too. You guys can post there on anything. I don't care if you're a Green Bay Packer fan. I don't care. That is open to all sports. Uh, from wrestling. Yeah, I know wrestling is sports entertainment, but some of the things you got to do in wrestling, as far as for the jumping off the ropes and stuff like that, you do got to be athletic to for some of that stuff. Uh, you had uh, acting with sports too. And I know the champions are picked and stuff like that. But sometimes if you look at it, there's a lot of people that would say that the Kansas City Chiefs were picked to win the Super Bowl by the NFL. I don't know if that's true. I just know that there are people that's saying that. I'm not going to go ahead and say that, but I just wanted to come on, have a little bit of fun today, um, and hey, it's great that football is back, even though it's the XFL. Hopefully, they'll be able to survive. And hopefully, hey, just remember if the XFL and the United States Football League ever merge or ever come to a working agreement of playing each other's championships, I had the idea first. All right, you heard it here on Tim's Maniac Sports first. That would be great because I just think that it would give them strength in numbers. All right. Of course, we're nearing March, so we're going to be having March Madness coming up real soon. You know, college football or college basketball at its best. So that's coming up. Uh, so hey, um, also if you guys know athletes you guys want to promote on here, um, youth athletes, athletes as far as for high school, youth, and college athletes. You guys want to feature them as far as for your Maniac player of the week or whatever. Feel free to do that. If there is some time that I could, if there's any times that I have off and can come to different games, I will. Uh, Please also check out Detroit Lions on the Prowl. I know I wasn't on Free for All Friday. This Friday, I'll be back next Friday. I wasn't feeling well, and so I was not able to go or be on there. I know I checked in and Val and Kurt were holding the show down, so that's great. Lions Nation Unite, Herman Moore. Hey, get that Lions Nation Unite app. Go ahead and post in it. Tell them the Maniac sent you. And hey, once again, go Lions, go Detroit Lions. And I do want to get some apparel going where I can get sayings. What brings out the maniac in you? You know, and what do I mean by that? Of course, what is it that's going to make you act like a maniac when you're at your sporting event? All right, because I'll tell you what, I see an awful lot of maniacs out there. I see mayhem. You know, I mean, some teams will go ahead and actually there's teams that are called mayhem. You know, I mean, there's because it's onslaught of fans, onslaught of yelling, screaming, uh, good things, bad things, the experience of what winning, what even good plays can do for you. Uh, that will bring out the maniac in that person. So it's the fan, fans, it's your fandom. It's so what brings out the maniac in me, hey, is going ahead and one of the things is whenever you beat the Green Bay Packers, whenever Lions beat the Green Bay Packers, that brings out the maniac in me. Whenever the Lions, and if the Lions can ever, whenever the Lions win, whenever you see a great um, touchdown play, whenever you see a great run, Barry Sanders, you know, a lot of his great runs brought out the maniac in me. When going back way back when they did have the run and shoot when the Lions had their best season ever and went 12-4 and actually they went ahead and opened up a can of maniac and a can of beatdown and released the beast and just took it to the Dallas Cowboys that year and in the playoffs and just go ahead and yeah, just went ahead and wiped their face on the turf after they insulted us. And kind of that's what they did to Green Bay this year, too. Green Bay insulted us, and both times the Lions went in there, took care of business, and showed who was boss. But I'm probably going to be ending my stream here pretty soon. Like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Uh, Release the beast. Uh, let's just bring out the maniac. Bring it out. Bring it out. All right. Thank you everybody for listening. This is Tim Becker from Tim's Maniac Sports. YouTube Maniac Sports, Twitch, and Maniac Sports Facebook. All right. Thank you everybody, and you have a good night.